Okay, we are back in action with our part two. Salute to Focus. That was a great, great episode. Let me get everything. Tune in. Okay. So already this show, as far as this producer episode, has been amazing. Has just been amazing. So, let me go ahead and pin this comment. Let's see who's on yet. Okay, so part two, here we are. Salute to Focus. That was a great episode. And again, like my people, you know, the information's out there. So if you Google what this man has accomplished, and we talked about it a little bit, you'll see. But now, we are going to be joined by Apollo Brown, Detroit's own. This gentleman that we're about to have on has had a huge influence on myself and the way I do music. And I can honestly say that. Like, he really has crafted quite a bit. Mr. CR, I see you, homie. Salute. He has really crafted such a sound, unique sound. It's just hard not to like. You know, anything that Apollo Brown does, it's just really hard not to like. So having him on here is definitely a, you know, this is a big one for me. But again, these producer episodes are so important. I think these are so important for artists, because I think it's really important for a artist to be in tune with the producer that they're working with. I know we're in an era where you can go online, you can buy a beat, you can buy it exclusively, you can lease it, you can do this, you can do that, rap on it, put it out, do what you got to do. But I will say, if any artists out there have really worked hands-on with the producer from beginning to end to do even a song, but a song or album or whatever it might be, it's a whole different feeling. It's a whole different feeling. And one of the best at it is Apollo Brown. And I think, you know, his sound in general, just the way he approaches music is unlike any other. And all the success that Apollo Brown has gotten is directly contributed to the work he put in. And it was a beautiful thing to watch. It really was. And to this day, some of my favorite albums. I know earlier we talked about the OC album, Trophies. You know, all my followers out there, look, if you haven't heard the Apollo Brown and OC album, Trophies, you gotta go grab it. Like, you literally have to go grab it, listen to it all the way through. It's a very good listen. It's a very easy listen. And as far as just pure analog sound, pure just, you know, you name it, it's on there. Our special guest has arrived, so I'm going to go ahead and get him in here real quick. So he's waiting for him. Okay, so we're waiting for him to get on. But yeah, definitely go check out the album, especially after the interview. And we'll get it going. So waiting for him to check in. Again, salute to Focus. You know, everyone go look for that album on Friday. And again, do the knowledge on it. Like, go see what these people have accomplished. It's beyond belief. Although I know they believed in themselves. So, you know, someone like Focus, like he said, I can go to the grocery store. People don't know what I look like, but don't know what my kids look like. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing, and to still have it. So yeah, hey Apollo, I sent you a request to come on. So when you approve it, you'll be able to come on the screen. Oh wait, I'll send it again. Hold on, here we go. Apollo Brown, send request. There we go.
What up, man?
Salute. Yeah, everything good, man. Thank you so much for joining us. For real.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
You know, we actually brought you up a few weeks ago. We had OC on the show.
Oh, work.
And
That's my man.
yeah, and seems to be, although you have a crazy fan base, that OC Trophies project really stands out. And again, that's not taken away from anything you've done because the catalog is
No.
impeccable.
I get it.
But there's OC's voice too. This. You just hear him. It's just kind of like But he talked about the process and whatnot, and the fans have actually been asking about you since that episode. So
word. Okay.
Definitely. But first and foremost,
OC's a legend, man. So I get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah, for sure. But first and foremost, I really appreciate you checking in with us and taking the time. This is our first producer episode, and I just think it's so important to highlight the backbone of this music that we love. I mean, you guys, no pun intended, but you guys are the unsung heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really.
Oh man.
But it really is. And we have a lot of independent artists that follow this show, and I said to them, if you haven't had a song or album, whatever it might be, sat down with the actual producer and gone through the whole track from beginning to end with them, you haven't lived. You haven't made a real song. We are from an era where you can buy a song online, rap to it, put it out, and everything like that. But there's nothing like sitting with the producer and doing.
Nah, man, there's nothing like getting in the studio and vibing out together and having that natural process of making music, man. Is that's the way that's kind of all we have left, man.
Yeah,
is to be able to get in the studio with the MC, man, and make this music together. And I hate using the word organic, but I mean that's kind of what it is, man. Keeping it organic and just vibing out, man. I like to see the MC's face, man, when I play a beat. And I like them to see my face when they come out the booth spitting at 16. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, when you get to vibe off each other and vibe off of each other's, just energy, man. That's kind of like that's just important, man. When it comes to making an album.
So I'm gonna one up you on this. I'm gonna call it organic chemistry.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
No, but it really is. I mean, it's important to feed off each other. And,
no
if you look at some classic records and people talk about classic records, like NWA records, stuff like that, like they was all feeding off each other. Sure, some people were writing and some, everyone has their job and plays their part, but they were all feeding the energy off each other.
No doubt.
Absolutely. So your sound, I'm gonna use the word organic again. Very organic and very, very original. Let's talk a little bit about process, because if I remember correctly, I've been following you for a while. You used to use like Audacity or something, right? Like chop up samples manually.
No, man, I use Cool Edit.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right, that's right.
Yeah, and I still to this day use Cool Edit, man. I mean, it's not even, obviously it's no secret, man. It's something I've been using since 96, 97.
Yeah, because I remember YouTube videos years and years ago. I think you had a YouTube video where you're actually putting everything in hand, hand by hand, and I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm still like, I'm sitting in front of it right now. This is, this is where I'm at right now. So
yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Workflow. How important is workflow?
I mean, I guess it really depends, man. You got artists or amazing producers out there, like, let's just say Knots, who makes 20 beats a day. Mm-hmm. And then you have producers like me who I can't, if I can make 4 beats a week, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 beats a week for me is like, if you think about it, that's 16 beats a month. That's an album's worth of beats a month. I only make 2 albums every 18 months. So, I'm good with that. That's fine with me, especially with all the stuff I got going on right now, man. And, I can't just sit down and make a beat, from start to finish all at one time, man. I just can't. I got so much other stuff. I'm picking kids up from school. I'm doing lunches. Yeah. I'm playing. I'm dad, so that's first. And
we're in the same boat. My show's at 5 o'clock because I got 2 kids doing Zoom school during the day. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's what I can't get down here until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, and by the time I get started and get going into something, I got to walk upstairs and do the dishes, man, or take the trash out or do something crazy like that, man. Domestic. and then I'll come back down here and finish chopping some drums, and then I'll leave again, and then I'll go eat dinner, and then come back down and, you know, start messing with the sample. By the time I get done with a beat, it's been 2 days, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I start on another one, man. Like I said, if I can get 4 beats done a week, I'm good. I mean, some may see that as not very productive. I see it as crazy productive for me.
I agree.
You know, I was at a time, man, where I was a single bachelor with no kids and no responsibilities, and I can make, you know, 25, 30 beats a week, man. But I can't do it anyway, but I don't see the need to either. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've never been a placement producer, so I've never been a producer who shot my beats around and, you know, put 50 beats on a CD and sent them out to, you know, I've never been that guy. I've always been a producer who enjoyed making my own albums. So, you know, you're talking, like I said, 16 beats a month for me. You know, that's 12 albums a year if I wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't make trash. Like, I don't sit here and make, you know, for me, it's about, it's quality over quantity.
Of course.
So,
as it
you
should
know,
be.
I'm not gonna make, if I'm not liking it, or if I'm not enjoying the beat while I'm making it, I'm trashing it and I'm starting over. So, I mean, that's just, by the time I get done with those 4 beats in a week, man, I'm hoping that they're quality enough to go on an album. And you know, I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, you got people out there that brag about making a beat in 5 minutes or making 10 beats a day or whatever. But I'm like, that beat sounds like you made it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we can all hop on one of these and make a 5-minute beat.
Yeah. I mean,
it
sounds like you made it in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's like, come on, man. That's yeah. But I mean, I know my workflow, and I've kind of been able to I don't know, just manipulate my time to where I make what I need to make.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask, because you said even when you were a bachelor, did you step away from your beats even back then, you know, and come back to them and stuff like that, just off of pure like sound and like, I need to take a break on this?
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I think that's natural. I mean, you get kind of just like MCs get writer's block, man. You kind of get a beat block or whatever, you know, where you're just not, like, for instance, this whole quarantine, man, I wasn't feeling very creative this whole quarantine.
It was tough.
Which most people during this whole pandemic, man, I think we're taking advantage of it and making some great music and being able to, you know, put out stuff. And, you know, I put out stuff, but it's like, I didn't find myself being very creative because I wasn't inspired, man. I wasn't, I'm starting to get inspired right now, but for the past 8 months, man, I just kind of been, you know, making joints here and there. And luckily I'm sitting on enough music to where I can, you know, I can put it out. But I haven't been feeling real creative, man, lately, man. Just the juices haven't really been flowing. So it happens, man. It happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go through it. I've went 6 months without making a beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I try to do what I can, you know, towards my craft. I do something every day, whether I make a beat or not. I'm always either digging, or I'm making drums, or I'm cutting a sample, or I'm doing something, you know, to hone, or I'm on the back end doing some business stuff.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I'm always doing something that, you know, pertains to my career, man. This is what I do. So I try to make sure that I get up in the morning and you know, do something that has to, I don't just sit around and, you know, nah, man, I'm always doing something.
Would you be on tour right now if it wasn't for COVID?
Let's see, right? Absolutely. Yeah. October. Yeah. I would definitely be on tour right now.
That's crazy.
It's weird, man, because this is the first year that I haven't been on tour in over a decade, man. So this is it's real weird, but you know, it's cool being at home with the family and cherishing those times and cherishing, you know, and not just at home, but I mean, my kids were at home too, and my wife was working from home, and everybody we were just under one roof at all times, 24/7. So, but I cherished that time, and, you know, normally I would be on tour throughout the summer. I'd be on tour this fall. I'd probably be over there right now. But, you know, things happen, man. Hopefully we can get back going sometime.
Yeah, I mean, this was unprecedented. Look, we can always plan for hard times. You know, they always say prepare for the worst. But this right here, I mean, you couldn't plan or predict or anything for this COVID. This was crazy.
Nah, man. You know, it's it was wild, man. It kind of messed up a lot of people, man. I know there's a lot of small businesses that aren't going to be able to recover from it.
Yeah.
A lot of people that lost their jobs and lost their livelihood and are trying to come back from it, man. And, you know, it's hard, man. It's hard for a lot of people. And you know,
We learned a lot about ourselves, though. I will have to say that. We learned a lot about ourselves.
Absolutely. I think, you know, even as even artists, man, you know, a lot of MCs that I've talked to have realized that, you know, they need to get a setup in the home because they couldn't make it to the studio. The studios were closed and they had to get features done and they had nowhere or know how to get features done. So they're like, yo, I need to order up a setup. I need to start recording from home. And I think a lot of artists realize that.
I'm surprised. I just read an article that said Guitar Center may be closing down. I'm surprised they didn't like cash in on this because people really are like, you know, I redid my whole home setup for COVID. You know, I was like, I was working with the machine. I was gonna get the new machine, and the homie said get the MPC-1. Now I just saw they came out with the new SP12 or the S2400.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, curious to see how it works, but I'm surprised.
I'm sure there's a lot more sampling time on the new one.
Yeah, the old one was 1 second.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's crazy. We just had before you, because again, this is kind of our producer showcase. We had Focus on, and
that's my man. So that's one of my mentors right there.
Yeah. So and we were kind of talking about old equipment. It's amazing how things change, but that's awesome. You still are, you know, in your workflow. That's amazing.
I mean, I still, you know, I have one of these as well, you know, and I got one of the stuff all over the place, man. Like
it looks like any home studio in anywhere.
You know, I you know, and then there's a little bit of a recording setup over there. And, you know, it's.
But technology's on our side. It really is.
Absolutely, man. And it's funny because, like, you know, during this pandemic, man, and you know, what we call quarantine, this is a producer's life anyway.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. I'm in the basement by myself all day anyway. So this is, you know, I'm not around people, and you know, this was normal for us, but you know, other people, you know, they get a little lonely.
You know what I did is I actually went back. I've been using music equipment since, you know, my first demos were like on ADAT and stuff like that. And so, you know, I've been dealing with, I'm a gearhead. I still have analog shit all over. And, you know, but one thing I did with all this music in the quarantine, my wife is a nurse, and she actually does dialysis for the COVID patients. So that anybody who has COVID that needs dialysis, they go to her. So she's been gone throughout this whole thing. So like you said, we fathers, this is what we do. But while the kids are in school, I've been watching YouTube videos of like, just really learn. You know how when you're coming up, you learn it how you learn it. But I really went back and I really went back and took myself basically back to school. I mean, even learning about EQs and compressors and just the whole thing. So insane, we've learned a lot about ourselves. I got it back in on what you said about being motivated and what I've heard it so much. Like I just haven't, you know, from artists we have on this, like you know, I was on a roll before COVID hit, and now I just feel, you know, what got you out of that? You said you're feeling pretty motivated right now. So what?
I don't really know, man. I think I was just kind of going through the wrong samples, man. And a lot of times, man, I get to you know, in a funk where I just don't like anything, and I don't like anything I'm making, or I don't like anything I'm hearing. I got to get away from it for a couple of days, man. I just gotta. I don't know. Really. For a while, man, you know, inspiration for us is going outside and walking around and driving around and living regular life, man. And for a while, we couldn't live regular life. You know what I'm saying? You know, once or twice a week, we're at the grocery store. That's about it, man. And you coming back home and, you know, just kind of chopping it up with your family, man. But, you know, now that we can kind of live regular life, man, and kind of get out and, you know, do things and do somewhat normal things, you know, on a, you know, in a safe way, obviously.
Yeah, you still got to be cautious.
Yeah, absolutely. This is no joke, man. It's not. I
had COVID. Like me and my wife had COVID.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's you know, I'm glad you made it through, man.
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky. We're young, somewhat healthy. You know what I mean? But we heard some horror stories and saw some horror. I mean, absolutely. my wife, you know, is hands on with it and sees, you know, crazy shit. But it is no joke, and it's not fake.
Yeah, no, I'm just, you know, I'm inspired by living regular life, man. Just living normal life, man. So, you know, whether I'm just driving around looking at the city, man, whether I'm just, you know, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, man. You know, I'm a people watcher, so I'm always watching people and always seeing what they're doing, and just kind of, I don't know, man, just everyday life inspires me. So
Yeah.
for a while we weren't able to do that, man. So
Yeah.
I'm getting back to it, and I don't know, this last couple of weeks, man, I've been making some heat, so
Like always.
I can't even front, man. Like,
yeah. You know, I don't think people understand though the how long sometimes it takes to pick. You could spend a week trying to find the right sample.
Yeah, and it's funny because when I get into the groove, man, when I get back into it, you know, my wife knows, like she kind of knows when I'm back into, you know, making great music, and she kind of leaves me alone and lets me kind of get. She knows that I'm in a groove, man, and I can't be interrupted. So, but yeah, man.
I gotta
you
say,
go up and down, bro. You go up
it's
and down.
funny you say that,
it's
because
a roller coaster, man.
My wife does the same thing. It's just really funny you say that, because sometimes, like, you could be so focused and get a phone call, and then and it could be a 5-minute phone call, and then you come back to your like zone, and you're just not there anymore. It's like,
no, I'm ignoring that phone call, bro. To be honest with you, man. Like,
I get it.
Like, if I'm in the middle of laying a bass line or something like that, like, there's no way I'm answering that phone call, man. It's like I'm in here, and you know, I need to focus on what I'm doing, man. There's no way I'm answering that phone call. They'll get a call back if it's important enough.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. I got to ask too, how are you picking these projects and these artists? You know, are you hearing something you're like, wow, Planet Asia would work this. I got to make this work. Or how does that, because you are all over the places. I mean, your dynamic range, everything is like, it's so amazing that you can sound so different but still keep your sound at the same time. You know, so what makes you pick these projects?
It starts first and foremost with me being a fan, man. I'm a
Amazing.
fan. I don't work with anybody I'm not a fan of. So fan first, you know, and then it just it kind of clicks. It's like, I mean, just like you said Planet Asia. Planet Asia is one of my favorite MCs over my beats, period. And he's just one of my favorite MCs ever.
Period. Yeah.
He's a super consistent MC, super consistent artist, man. And I praise consistency. So, you know, when an artist is consistent, you know what to expect from him from every project, and you know what you're gonna get, man. And
I mean, that's the key, though, right? That's the key. Even for a producer, you got to stay consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I pride myself on that, man.
Yeah.
Staying consistent. Some people might say, "Oh, all his beats sound the same," or "all his drums sound the same," man. And I laugh at it. It's funny. And you know, it's just like, hey, man, you know, I'm consistent, man. I just like making what I make what I like, man. That's just what it is. I make what I feel, and I put it out. And if you know, if you don't like it, that's cool, man. I know I'm in an industry where not everybody's gonna like everything you do.
We're
artists.
What I'm
saying? I understand that. That's fine. That's totally fine with me. And then so the joint with Planet Asia, that's a perfect. So we call it anchovies because I don't know. To me, you know, anchovies is one of those things that people either love or they either hate. There's no in between. I've never heard anybody say, anchovies are okay. You know, no, they either love them, they either love them or they hate them. And then, so I knew that was going to be that album. That was going to be either people were going to love it because the album was a drumless album. You know, there was no third-party drums. Everything that was, any drums that were on the album, I beefed up out of the sample. So it was either people were going to love it and be like, yo, this is great. This is grind, which most people did. And then you had those few that, you know, they hated it because they feel like if there's no drums, it's not hip hop, which is weird to me. But I don't know. There's a lot of weirdos out there. That
no, I know, but look, you know, you don't hear people complain that Premiere sounds the same. I think social media has given everybody.
That's the thing, though. No, I've heard that all my life. That you know, I've heard people say Preem, you know, Ninth Wonder, they all use the same drums. He uses the same, you know, they sound the same. But that's their sound, man. That's what it is, man. And that my whole thing is like, yo, is the beat good? Is the beat dope?
Yeah,
the beat's dope. Yeah, the beat is really dope. Well, then that's all that matters, man. Stop over analyzing and being a beat nerd and be like, oh, you've used that snare before. Like, who cares, bro? If the beat's dope, the beat's dope. Like, it is what it is. Oh, some other people have used that sample. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, if I'm feeling that sample, I'm gonna use it. Like, that's just what it is. I don't care if 20 people before me used it last year. I don't give a shit. Like, that doesn't do anything for me, man. It's like, yo, I'm in my feelings when I'm making a beat, man. And that's just how I feel. Like,
and the worst part
is there's no rules to this shit.
Yeah, there's no rules. And the worst part is when you hear it from somebody that's never even tried to do anything creative in their life.
Yeah, man, it's weird, man. But I mean, I appreciate the criticism, and I, like I said, I know I'm in an industry where not everybody's gonna like everything I do, and I take it all, I take it all in, and but because I'm a student of the game, man, and I'll stay a student of the game. I will always be willing to learn, man. I don't care if it's from a producer that's only been making beats for 3 months. If they know something that I don't know and they're willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn, man, straight up. Yeah. And that's just how it is, man. That's how it should be. You should always be willing to learn. And it's those people that think they know it all and are cocky as hell, that it's those are those same people that say, oh, I did everything on my own. I made it on my own. Like,
of course,
no one makes it on their own. Everybody has help, man. Everybody has help. No matter how minuscule the help, everybody has help from somebody, man. That's
Absolutely.
just it.
And the brain's the biggest muscle we have. You got to work your brain out every day.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And when I said, I kind of took myself back to school, I mean, there was a ton of music stuff that I thought I knew that I didn't.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, we don't know it all.
Yeah.
We don't know it all. I've been working cool at it for 20 plus years, man. And 24 years or whatever it is. I'm still learning new stuff, man. When I sit back and if I'm bored and I'm just not feeling like making a beat, I'll still explore shit, man, and just kind of like learn new stuff and mess around and experiment, man. And always stuff to learn, man.
Yeah,
always.
And that's the way I am with Logic, because I've been using Logic before it was Logic. It was actually called eMagic, and I've been literally using it since then, which is crazy. And to this day, there's always updates. Technology changes very fast nowadays too, so you got to keep up.
No doubt.
Or get left behind. And I've had this talk with older artists. I remember a conversation I had with PMD, and this was years and years ago, but he was like, Diar, like, I don't even check my emails, but I do now. I do now. He was like,
that's kind of important, man. That's important. I mean,
but he just, he wasn't there yet.
Like, not using a machine is one thing. That's fine, but not checking emails. That's something that's kind of like, okay, you need to do that.
So it was even, the whole process of, okay, emailing a beat or emailing a session. He was like, I need to get caught up, and I will. So we always learning. I was gonna say too, you would put out instrumental albums.
Yeah.
Which means you raised a generation of MCs that were I come from an era where you could buy the single or get the DJ packs or the records and have acapellas and beats in the background. But what made you, I know this a while ago, but what made you do something like that at that time?
So when I put out Clouds, man, I was coming off of I was back in like 08, 07, 08, 09, I was in the battle circuit. So I was always making real hard beats, man. It was just like hard beats and just beats that MCs couldn't even make a song out of because they were just too hard. And they were crowd pleaser stuff.
Yeah.
But I got known for that, man. And people kept telling me, oh, you can't make like chill joints and reflective type music, man. And so I kind of took that as a challenge, man. And when I made Clouds, I wanted to make something that was just kind of a backdrop for reflection, man. That's kind of what it was. And, I wanted to make something that somebody can put on and clean the house to, man, or just ride down the street to, or, just chill. Like I wanted people to, be able to either remember something or forget something. One of the two, man. I wanted to take you away with it. So that's why I made Clouds. And, that you were coming off of like Donuts and stuff like that, man, where people were really responding well to an instrumental album, man. And I didn't like calling it a beat tape because just the beat tape to me is just a bunch of beats thrown on a
Yeah.
on the CD, man, and with no rhyme or reason. It's just an instrumental album to me. Where like everything was deliberate. You know, the placement of each track was deliberate. Everything, the theme of the album was deliberate. Everything was, you know, how it was supposed to
It
be.
was an
So
album. It was
yeah,
an album.
absolutely. And same with 38, man. 38 was the
Yeah.
same thing, man. I kind of wanted to get a little bit dirtier with that album, and you know, I incorporated Rock Marciano on that, but it was you know, it was one of those albums I just kind of wanted to get dirty. I was thinking like back alley, you know, day prostitution, you know, pool hall, 80s pool hall type shit, man. It was just, you know, that's kind of how I came with that. But you know, when you make instrumental albums though, you know, there's certain things that come with it, like people stealing your beats and
Putting on SoundCloud.
making their own album out of it and stuff like that. And you kind of know it, you know, before you put it out, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to get raped, and it's just kind of what it is. You know, I've caught many of artists, you know, making albums out of it and putting it on iTunes and trying to sell it. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh wow.
You know, or you got the artists that always they'll give you the credit, but they'll give you the credit as if you were in the studio with them making the track.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they'll say, you know, the new song is called Sidewalk Talk, and it's produced by Apollo Brown. It's like, nah, it's not really produced by Apollo Brown. I made the beat.
Yeah.
I didn't produce the track, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't get in the studio together and like produce the track.
Oh, you mean there's a difference between making a beat and producing?
Man, they kill me with that, man. But you know, so you always get that type of stuff when you release instrumentals, man. That's one of the reasons why I don't. So I used to release the instrumentals for every album, and well, not every album, but I stopped at like
Gas Mask, right? I think Gas Mask.
No, I think I stopped at Trophies, and
oh man, I didn't see the instrumental for Trophies, but
yeah,
one of those.
I have the instrumentals for Trophies,
okay.
And that was out there, and I kind of stopped at that, man, just because. And people are always asking me, "Yo, when you gonna put the instrumentals out?" And I'm like, nah, I'm probably not, man, just because people like to take them and, you know, use them for their own benefit and their own monetary gain, man, which is,
and it's crazy because it's even more aggressive than when you did Clouds. You know, it's like, it's insane, you know, but now, you know, people can just buy, you know, leasing a beat. Okay. Like, I don't know why someone would want to rap over a beat that you might hear somewhere else, somebody rapping.
Yeah, I never really understood the leasing of beats thing, man.
I guess though, for me, I don't know, maybe an independent artist that's really trying hard, doesn't have a lot of money, you know, if he can spend like $40 and it's kind of an exclusive beat. I mean, I see, I guess, the motivation, but to me it'd be like, man, let me hustle up something to buy an exclusive from somebody, you know. Personally,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's just like, if I see the hunger and I see the skill level and I see that, you know, this artist is really, because that's one of the things with up and comers, man. They're really hungry. Yeah, you know, that's a big difference between up and comers and legends, man. You know, you kind of equate it to, we'll say, college football and the pros. College football, they still got another level to get to, so they play on every play. Yeah. Every play they go hard, 100% on every play. Then they get to the pros and they end up being like Randy Moss, and he'll only run when he's getting the ball. Yeah. If he's not getting the ball, he's just gonna, you know. Yeah,
Ocho Cinco.
It's kind of whack, man. It's like, all right, man, you know, you've already made it. You're making your millions, and so you're not really hungry anymore. But a lot of up and comers, man, are real hungry, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. So if I see that, and everything's there, the delivery is there, you know, I have no problem going pro bono, man. I have no problem, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not all about the money, man. That's not, you know, I want to make art, man. I want to make great music, man. That's my goal. Of course, this puts food on my table. Of course, this is how I feed my kids.
Real life. It's real life.
You know what I'm saying?
Real life happens in it.
But I'm, you know, if I see an MC out there that's just like, yo, this MC is credible. Like, I'm willing to, you know, I'm not about names and stuff like that, man. I mean, case in point, like, you know, the Shay Noor album. Like, Shay Noor is incredible to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I hit her up because I was like, yo, I heard some stuff of hers, and I was like, yo, she didn't have a big name. She wasn't really well known yet. You know what I'm saying? People weren't really on it like they should have been. I didn't care, man. That's not what I was there for. I wanted to make great music. You know, I wanted to get with her and really create something, because I saw the imagery in her voice. You know what I'm saying? I saw the imagery in her lyrics, man. And I was like, yo, I think if we get together and make an album, we can make some great music together. And that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I don't do the least thing, man. I would rather, you know, get with a hungry MC and really make some music, man.
And one thing too, I think as producers, as artists, we kind of stand in front of our, you know, we're our own worst critic. I know that's cliches you could ever get, but we really are.
No, it's true.
But you know, one thing we got to understand, and I was talking about this with Focus earlier too, is that people don't hear the music like we do. They don't hear that hi-hat that you know, you're like, damn it, you know what? I should have brought the treble down a little bit on it, or whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
yeah, there's no, and I was thinking about this. I was talking to somebody about this, you know, a couple months back, man. But there's no perfect album. You know, there's always that album that you sit back there, it's mixed, it's mastered, it's ready to go, and then now it's out to the people, and then you always hear something, man. A month later, man, you go back and listen to the album, and you're like, damn, how did I miss that? You know what I'm saying? Like, but
it makes you want to not listen to the song.
No one else will. They'll never hear it. But
they'll never hear it. They'll never fucking hear it.
Like all my albums have there's flaws throughout all my albums that I hear later on, and I'm like, damn, how did I miss that one? Damn, missed that one too. Okay, all right, I need to do better. But you know, it is what it is, man. There's no perfect album. There's no perfect beat. There's no perfect rhyme. You know, you know, it's what it is. But I think that's part of the character. You know,
of course.
There's, you know, like Joel said, there's beauty in the flaws, man, and that's just what it is.
And you know what? Even music back in the day, Motown and stuff. I mean, this wasn't digital music. If you fucked up, you you fucked up, so you need to roll with it.
I mean, it was, you know, how many times you want to cut tape, man? So
oh my gosh, yeah, the process was crazy. One thing that I tell people too is, like, even if you have an older beat, if nobody's heard it, it's a new song. And I'll bring up an example. I believe on Trophies, the We Smoke, when it goes down the Roach, I light another one. The instrumental was on Clouds, right?
Yeah. So that was the thing. I took Clouds, and actually, because so many people hit me up, so many MCs hit me up and was like, yo, what you doing with that beat, man? The one on Clouds. I'm like, and so I wasn't gonna separate it. You know, I was gonna keep it what it was. You know, it's its own entity. But so many people kept hitting me up about these beats on this, thinking it was like a beat tape or something. I was like, all right, man. Well, I started, you know, I put, you know, there's a couple of those on my albums on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know you used a few. I was using that one as example though.
Yeah. I think Chino Excel used a couple. It's just a bunch of them, you know, all over the place. I think most of Trophies has been used on as songs now. But the thing is different. It's different when it's a song. It comes alive, man.
And that's why I said it.
Yeah. It comes alive, man. You hear the beat. And the beat's great within itself, and you're like, all right, cool. But when then somebody, you know, spits to it, man, and makes it into a song, it's like, all right, there it is, right there.
That was exactly me with that song. I will have to say, you know, one of the ones. One thing about that song is it was so visual. I mean, he was talking about watching a baseball game. You know, he was in his Adidas and in the backyard, and you know. You know, he said he could have bought a drink, but he bought some trees instead, and you saw it. And it brought that track just so alive, even after hearing it for, I mean, it probably came out, what, two or 3 years before, probably, Trophies? Maybe longer?
No, just a year
just
earlier.
A year, okay.
Yeah, a year earlier, yep.
Kind of all those years went together, but either way.
Yeah, no, Trophies came out in, I want to say 11, and then, Trophies came out in 12, and Clouds came out in 11, I think.
Okay, dope. Yeah. So, let's take it to the hometown real quick, because you can't forget the hometown.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
How important is Detroit to your sound?
Oh, man. I mean, Detroit is home. And Detroit, the resiliency in Detroit is what I think is put into every song that comes out of Detroit, man. There's so much character here. There's so much inspiration in this city, you know, to make music. I think that's one of the reasons why the music sounds the way it sounds coming out of Detroit. It's always heartfelt. You know, it's always introspective. You know what I'm saying? The music, even the street side, whether it's the street side or whether it's the hip hop, you know, the real hip hop side or whatever, whether it's the up and comers or whether it's the legends, you know, it all has introspective sound, man. And you know, I don't know, Detroit just kind of brings that out of people, whether you're a producer or you're MC. Super important, man. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else making music, to be honest with you.
You know, Detroit, though, the sound, it's such a distinct sound, but also so progressive when you hear it too, that it's like you can't ever really nail it down to a specific.
You know, well, and we have so many different sounds though too. It's
exactly.
Just, you know, my Detroit sound is just my perspective on what Detroit is to me. So, but there's so many different sounds that come out of Detroit, man. And you know, like Sincerely Detroit, the album that I did last year. You know, I got 56 artists out of Detroit to be on that album, and that album took me a minute to make, but you know, when I got done with it, I was real proud of what, you know, what came of it, man. Being that I got people from different crews, I got people from different eras, I got people from, you know, different types of music, different genres, man. It was just like, but they all came together and represented Detroit, man. And that album ended up being basically a letter to the world, you know, signed Sincerely Detroit, man. And it was way bigger than me. It wasn't even about me when it came to that album. I was the curator, I guess, and I was the producer, I guess, but it was way bigger than me, man. It was that was for Detroit right there. So
an impeccable sound too. I mean, it was. I mean, all your you know what you're doing. I say that, you know what I mean,
man. I'm not, and you know, I tell people all the time, man. I'm I'm reinventing the wheel. No, I mean, all of this has been done before. My sound's been done before. It's not anything new, you know. I just like to make the music that I enjoy, man. And you know, obviously, I come from the '90s, and you know, I kind of pay homage to that boom bap sound, man, and with a little bit of updates here and there, whatever. But you know, it's all been done before, man. I'm just kind of carrying it on. You know what I'm saying?
But you do have your own. You're very unique, though. I mean, I know you say you're not inventing the wheel, but that doesn't mean it doesn't come with your own personality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
I saw a dope picture. We're actually Facebook friends, and I saw a picture not too long ago of a young Apollo Brown and a young Bronze Nazareth.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, man, that's you know, I've worked with Bronze in Illa Days a few times. You know,
right. Okay.
I took a screenshot and sent it to Bronze, and I was like, yo, this is probably my favorite picture ever right here. Just young and active, and you know, it's dope to see things like that, because I think people forget sometimes that this is still real life.
Yeah, no, that was me and Bronze had a world before music, man. That was not you know, music came way after, you know what I'm saying? And when we were like 16, man, we still had 11 years before that, before we, you know.
Wow.
You know, I've known him all my life, man. And we grew up together. We come from the same neighborhood in Grand Rapids, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, we went to all the same schools, and, you know, and then we graduated and went to college together at Michigan State, and we were roommates all through Michigan State. And then we moved to Detroit together in 2003, and we were roommates in Detroit.
That's awesome.
We were, you know, we were inseparable, you know, basically you know, for the majority of our lives, man. So,
I don't think a lot of people know that.
No, I don't know, man. Maybe not. But that was, you know, that's my ace, man. I was over his house yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That's my road dog, man. So
you know, he deserves all the success that he's gotten, because he's definitely
absolutely, man. Bronze
talented, hard worker, just a humble, just all the ingredients of all that.
He definitely, man. He works hard, man, and his hard work was contagious to all the rest of us around. You know, me, June Mega, obviously Kevlar 7, you know, rest in peace to him. Yep. You know, we were all a big, you know, circle, man, and we were always spent every day together for the majority of our lives, man. So I've known those guys all my life too. So it's just you know, and like I said, Bronze is he's one of the he's probably the glue that kept us all, you know, and his just being a workaholic, man, and just
Focused.
being
He's
a
always been
busybody and
focused.
focused. It was contagious to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, you know, I made a post, man. I was like, yo, if there was no Bronze Nazareth, there'd probably be no Apollo Brown, man, to be honest with you. So, you know, I definitely I big up him for that, man. And he, you know, I wish him nothing but success, man, and nothing but, you know, great things happening to him. So,
and I think he just had some great
guy.
happen to him. He just posted some very, very good news on his Facebook. So, you know, definitely.
Yeah, I know all about it, man.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. No, it's awesome. I love seeing people win. You know, I don't even have to
without a doubt. I mean, there's enough room in this industry for all of us, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason. I've never understood, like, you know, cats beefing and you know, people for what, man? Like, why talk bad about other people, other artists, man? For what? To try to big yourself up? That doesn't make any sense, man. Like, there's enough room out here for all of us. Just make your music, man, and enjoy it. Straight up.
But I think too, there's been a translation error on what's beefing and battling. Because battling used to be what is not, and I'm not talking about like the battle league. I'm talking you know what? I kind of don't like this MC, so I'm gonna go at him, and then I hope he comes back at me because this is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
some beat street
you know,
shit.
It provides a certain element, man. Definitely, you got like No Vaseline and the bitch and you.
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
obviously
like
that was
that,
over
man.
a lot of money in business, but
Rip the Jacket and all the, you know, all these, you know, these beefing songs and, you know, Second Round Knockout.
Second Round Knockout, I still bump. I'm sorry, like Cannabis.
Oh man, no. I mean, come on, Cannabis.
He did that.
Cannabis won that. That wasn't even fair. But,
well, I mean, LL won because he's LL, but that Second Round Knockout.
LL, obviously. LL, he'll always be LL, man. He's one of the greatest of all time. He is definitely one of the GOATs, man. But Cannabis, man, was one of those. He was one of the few MCs in my lifetime that I didn't care about the beat.
Oh yeah.
I didn't care about the beat. I didn't care what the beat was going to be. It didn't matter to me. All I wanted to hear I just want to hear what he's going to say.
What's he going to say next? You know what I mean? Like and not just that. Like when I heard him. Like when Cannabis would feature on something, people got to understand features aren't like they are today. When someone would feature on another person's album, it was special.
Oh, absolutely, man.
And I remember like on the Lost Boys, Love, Peace, and Nappiness, it was like him, A+, Redman. But just you were just like
they used to do them posse cuts, man. It was just like tough, bro.
And you just with Cannabis, you're like, what is this dude gonna say next?
I don't understand how some of them MCs got on the same track as Cannabis, man, because it was just you already knew it was gonna happen.
I agree. So let's go on. We about to round up this election in this 2020 crazy year, going into 2021. Obviously, business tours pending, depending on what's happening. But what is going to be, you know, what's the latest with you? What's the newest with you? What's going down?
I mean, you know, I have a couple albums on deck, man. That one I'm finishing up mixing, and the other one we're kind of in the middle of the process. But amazing albums, man. I think I don't know. I think both of these albums are going to take me somewhere to another level. But I can't really disclose the information. I never do. I'm real old school, man.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
I'm one of those people that I don't announce the announcement, man. I can't. I don't announce the announcement. People will be like, yo, I got an announcement to make on Friday.
Yeah.
But it's Monday. And it's like, why are you announcing the announcement? That doesn't make any sense, man. Like, but no, I got actually 2 or 3. There's a third album in the works too, but that's just kind of being conceptualized right now. And but yeah, no, I can't really disclose what it is, man. But it's gonna be good. You know, it's definitely, you know, my fans know what to expect, man. And you know, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. Other than that, I'm waiting for things
hit
to
the road again.
Up. Yeah, you know, I'm getting this Apollo Brown merch together, and you know, getting a bunch of things ready, man, and just waiting to get back on the road, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's fun to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I was doing my my yearly Beat Life tour where I take a producer out on the road with me, man, and we kind of go round robin, you know, at shows and just go back.
And that's a dope concept, just in general.
Well, I mean, that's one of those things where when you go overseas, man, and if you experience, you know, touring overseas, you know that they love beats, man. they love beats more than MCs, man. That's just
Oh
what
yeah.
it is. Like it's crazy. No slight to the MCs. You know, obviously I bring MCs. You know, I go with MCs all the time, but they love beats. I could play beats for 4 hours straight, and they're just like crazy. You know, it's just
some of
just
the record stores out there are set up by producers.
Yeah, absolutely. Producers and DJs, yeah, man. So, but I was doing that, annually, man, and I'd love to get back to that, even if it's just the only thing I can do next year. We were trying to, damn, I can't tell you about that tour either. We're trying to get this crazy tour together that we had started getting together for this year.
Yeah,
and it was supposed to take place this year. It was a 4-man tour, but we're still talking. We're still in the works for next year. Hopefully, man, if things open up and
well, we look forward to the news, though. That's a beautiful thing. I mean,
yeah,
I'm old school like that, where I didn't used to be able to go to the computer and see stuff. I'd have to buy the magazine. I'd have to buy the album. So I interviewed you years ago for Hype magazine. It was a phone call. And I had just interviewed Razkaz, and Razkaz was like, yeah, me and Apollo Brown are doing a project. So then like 2 days later, I interviewed you, and I said, so Raz had mentioned da-da-da, and you were like, well, Raz probably shouldn't have said something yet, but so I know that.
Yeah, because I don't like, I'm old school when it comes, I like a campaign.
Yeah.
I'm a campaign artist, man. So I'm not one of those artists that finish up an album on Monday and release it on Wednesday. Like I can't. I understand it. I understand artists doing that. That's cool and all. I'm just a campaign artist, man. I like a proper rollout. You know what I'm saying? I like a proper 8 weeks to get everything going. I like seeing people salivate a little bit, man, and the anticipation with coming with waiting for an album and I don't know. That's just kind of how I am, man, and I think that's how I always will be. So I don't really announce the announcement.
Not a bad thing.
When it's time to start the campaign, it's time to start the campaign, and that's when you hear the announcement. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I've always been, man.
So if it, not that it's releasing anything, but one of the people tuned in keeps on asking. So I got to ask, what would be a female MC that you would like to work with?
Oh man, I just put out the Shay Noir album.
Oh well, yeah, but okay.
I just put it, yeah. So
yeah.
So right there, boom.
Totally slipped my mind.
Did it. You know what I'm saying? Shay Noir.
No, an amazing album. Great.
Absolutely
amazing album. So
I don't know. I would love, and I always said, I would love to do an album with Jean Grey, man. But I don't think she's making music anymore. But Jean Grey was like, probably still is my favorite female MC, man. But I don't really like to categorize, female, male.
Yeah.
No, she's just an amazing MC, period. So
yeah. One I always put on my top of my list that I'd like to do a project with is Rod Digger. Rod
Digger's amazing. And she's also a great human being, man. So that's
absolutely,
that helps. That helps a lot when you're doing an album, you're making an album with somebody. I like to get to know the people that I'm making an album with, man. It's not just business for me.
Yeah.
It goes a lot deeper than that, man. So
of course.
And she's a great human being.
Absolutely. Well, look, homie, I really I can't thank you enough for taking the time with us and
absolutely, man. No doubt.
Look, I can't wait to see you come to LA when everything opens up.
Yeah,
I would definitely be there.
I can't wait either, man. Definitely.
And salute to you as a father.
Thank you.
I mean, just crazy times, but again, goes back to what I said earlier. We really learned a lot about ourselves.
No doubt, we did. Absolutely,
we did. So again, congratulations. Look, all the success you've had, you've earned it 20 times. You know what I'm saying? So I look forward to the announcements as we get closer. And like you said, you like to campaign.
Absolutely.
Please come talk with us when the new albums come out. We'll definitely have you back on and talk about the projects.
No doubt, man. I'm ready anytime, man.
Absolutely. So, anything you need from us, please don't hesitate to reach out, because
I appreciate it.
We got you. This stuff, this right here is why I'm here. And I think it's super important that we do, the way I do is I do a show every Saturday. So what I try to do, it was my 40th birthday on Saturday, and we went up.
Congratulations, man. Welcome to the club, man.
But what me and the family did is we went to a house out on Big Bear Lake, because everything's still shut down. So we did our own little thing and just relaxed. So we did the Monday show. But what I try to do is I try to do, you know, 2 hip hop shows with MCs. I do an R&B show, and then like a producer show. And then obviously I'm going to get DJs involved and stuff like that. But just really try to bring, you know, the stuff that you just don't hear on and I know everyone wants to do something that other shows don't do. But again, with the producer, it's such the backbone that I you know, I want to highlight it more than it gets. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
So you and Focus were the first ones for the producer. I couldn't imagine having anybody.
Focus is one of the most amazing producers there is, man. So, you know, his sonics are like no other, man. So that dude, that was a good choice right there.
And this whole episode was a great choice. So
I appreciate
again, I salute you, and man, I can't wait to hear the new stuff. And like I said, anything you need, please just let us know. We're here for you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Yep, absolutely. Salute.
All right. Hey, man. Thank you.
Peace. So I would say that the first producer episode was a huge success. If I do say so myself. Shout out my dude Todd Davis. We still working. Man, that was amazing. Look, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna have great producers on, so please bear with us. We're gonna get it going. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. I have an announcement. I think I'm gonna have a Thursday show, so we'll definitely get that out. My brother Brian in the house. I see you, homie. I see you. Stay tuned in, y'all. Look, I need subscribers to my YouTube. I just barely got the YouTube. Look, our numbers on Instagram are great. But please go subscribe to the YouTube. You can see all these episodes on it. And let's keep it going. Let's keep it a success. Let's get What's the Word podcast up and literally where everybody else. Let's get us up to the Breakfast Club and stuff, because we're doing that. There will be no Saturday show because of Halloween. I know some I know some people are gonna, be doing stuff, so we're not gonna do a Halloween show, but we will be back probably on Monday. James Martinez, I've seen you all, you know what I mean? All episodes, salute you. Appreciate you tuning in. Go subscribe to the YouTube. Sincere, go subscribe to the YouTube. Tell everybody to subscribe to YouTube. I'm slowly but surely the Producer's Corner. Salute. Drive people to my YouTube page so we can get this going. You know what I mean? Because this show's about to, trying to get this to big thing so we can just bring hip hop the way it's supposed to be made. And I can't do it without y'all. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look, we're going to get a couple shows in. You know what I mean? Probably one this week and then after Halloween. So just definitely tune in. Again, I appreciate y'all. I wouldn't be here without you. What's the Word podcast? Let's do it. Our first producer show. Man, this shit was amazing. Amazing. Anybody missed the Focus interview, you can go on Instagram and it'll be on YouTube in a couple of days. So this is what we do. Support. That's right. We'll see you guys later in the week. Peace.